Hi everyone, I'll wait another minute while people roll in. I know it's kind of a mad dash between Zooms for everyone right now. As you come in, thank you for being here. And thank you for your kids. Thank you for your support with your kids. Thank you for their perseverance. Thank you for their patience and communication. This class is amazing and wonderful. I'm sure you know that because they're your children, but I do appreciate it. My name is Mrs. Doupe. I am your child's AP biology teacher this year. So I'm going to be sharing a little bit about me, a little bit about the class, and a little bit about the exam so that hopefully you feel a little more aware and you know what they're in for. So you'll notice I'm in my classroom, which I'm actually not in my classroom, but generally I do teach from my classroom. I just made it a virtual background for tonight. So if you do walk by, I should be there every day. I like it because I have access to my supplies. I can do little lab demos. I don't know if you've seen some of those, again, over your child's shoulder, but it is much more convenient. And plus, I have 2 kids at home Zooming all day, so there's not enough room for all of us. So I am going to be sharing my screen with you. I'll go through a quick presentation. And here it goes. All right, so if you're just rolling in, my name is Mrs. Doupe, and I am your child's AP biology teacher. Just so you know, AP biology, it's my favorite thing to teach. That was my goal when I became a teacher. Yeah, I was like, I really want to teach AP bio. So lucky me, this is my 9th year doing it, and I still love it just as much. I got my bachelor's at UC Berkeley, and I majored in molecular and cell biology, and then I got my master's in public health right after that. I majored in epidemiology, and we're hearing a lot about epidemiologists these days, but for me it was a long time ago, so I'm certainly not an expert anymore, but it's helped me to teach some things about viruses. This is my 11th year as a Saxon. I love it at North. I never want to leave. It's the best school in Torrance, maybe in the state, maybe in the country. I don't know. It's really great. This is my 9th year teaching AP Bio, and year 14 as an educator. I started teaching in the middle schools and then moved my way up. I have a picture of my kids on there solely because I wanted to share that I am empathizing with you this year. I also teach honors bio for freshmen, and my 2 kids are taking the exact classes that I teach. So my daughter is a student at another Torrance high school. She's taking honors bio this year, and my son is a junior and he's taking AP bio. So I am seeing it from both perspectives, which is unique and fun, and you can imagine their delight at the fact that every conversation I have with them revolves around biology. So we are a biocentric household right now. With that though, I think it's helped me empathize again. I realize this is a difficult class. I'm watching my son go through it at the same time as I'm teaching it. In fact, last night he asked me for some help on a lab, and I was in the middle of grading your students' labs, which was the same lab. So it's kind of funny and helpful, but I know it's difficult. So if your student is ever anxious or struggling, or they're just nervous about something, please make sure that they communicate with you, with me, and we can definitely make them feel better. The AP curriculum is broken down by College Board into 4 big ideas. We actually don't go in this order. We go in the order recommended by College Board. So right now we are on big idea number 2. We're basically in the biochemistry unit. This does happen to be one of the most difficult units of the year. So I know we jump in to the deep end, but the good news is it kind of gets easier from here. So we're building a foundation. If they feel as though, they should be challenged, but if they feel a little overwhelmed right now, reassure them that, we're just building a foundation. It's going to get a little bit easier. It's still a difficult class, but we do have to jump in sort of with a difficult topic. We'll also be covering natural selection, which is basically big idea number 1. We're going to talk about how living systems communicate, again, within a living system and between different organisms. And finally, how systems interact basically within ecology. Our course structure, we have 75-minute classes most days. And to be honest, when I heard that, I was like, oh, it's a very long time. It flies by. We have not had a day that we haven't run out of time. So anyway, what you should see if you are eavesdropping on your student, they log into Google Classroom every day. They have a daily attendance question. They do have frequent quizzes also. Some of those are from the reading. I've posted a picture of the book right there. Some of the quizzes, they'll have different formats. I'm testing out some different ways to do this. Sometimes we'll just use Google Forms. Sometimes I'm going to do an oral quiz, maybe just have a conversation with kids in a breakout room to see if they understand the concepts. And other times we're using AP Classroom, which is sponsored by College Board. So that's a better simulation of the actual questions they'll get on the AP exam. I do interspersed lecture because, as you can tell, I do enjoy talking. And then finally, collaboration and activities. So the thing I'm missing most, the thing I'm missing most is the students and just communicating with them. But the best part about AP Bio is the activities and the fun labs we get to do. So I'm doing my best to try to replicate that in our virtual environment. And they are collaborating. They have teams. Their teams are kind of competing against one another. Sometimes they'll get to choose their own teams, but I'm trying to simulate what we normally would have done in class. The platforms that you should see them using: Google Classroom, I've already mentioned. ETUSD, I'm using only for summative assessments. So their exams will be on ETUSD, and they will simulate the AP exam in terms of the timing and the material. AP Classroom we are also using because that's College Board sponsored. We use those for project checks and some of their quizzes. Gizmos is actually really cool. Again, I'm trying to simulate labs, but the district was kind enough to purchase a subscription to Gizmos, which allows them a virtual lab simulation for a lot of different topics. So we're going to be incorporating those. We've already used one for biochemistry. And then finally, Pear Deck and Flipgrid. Pear Deck's just a way that I can get interactive live responses from them via sort of just lifetime polling sort of. And then Flipgrid allows them to submit video responses to explain a concept. And so that's, you might see them videoing themselves explaining something. I wanted to express my appreciation to you for coming to North and picking up their lab bag from me in the parking lot. I'm sorry if I was frazzled and running back and forth. I really appreciate you going out of the way to do that. We have used the materials almost every day. And I did ask the kids to share with you at dinner or anytime. I said, bring your model of the protein to dinner. It's going to be a great conversation starter. So if they didn't do that, then tomorrow maybe just request. So we built, as you can see on the left, they have a virtual lab notebook where they are inserting pictures of the things we're building. So one day we've built all 4 major macromolecules. Yesterday we built pipe cleaner proteins with some beads. If you'd like to ask them why it's bent into a funny shape, they should be able to explain that. So anyway, again, thank you so much for coming by to pick that up. If we are still at home in the distant future, I may need to create another one and we'll have another pickup, but for now this should last us for a good amount of time. Here they are hard at work. Again, we have been using them. I hope they didn't get their desk all wet, but we did a standard deviation and water lab. So they were hard at work with that. And they just got those grades put in this morning for their lab report. In terms of grading, formative assessments are about 30%, and by formative, I mean things that we're doing within the unit so that I can check for understanding. That might include classwork, maybe little projects we do during class, some homework, and some quizzes. Labs, like the one that I just mentioned, are about 30% as well. So like I said, I graded their lab reports, and those should be in PowerSchool as of this morning. And summative means their exams. So I'll talk more about that, but their exams are multiple choice and free response, and they have one on either Monday or Tuesday of next week. So encourage them to be studying. And finally, participation. They're doing wonderfully. They're amazing. So nothing to worry about, but just coming to class, doing what you're supposed to do is going to be about 10% of their grade as well. The exam itself is on May 14th. It seems like it's far away, but it's not. It will sneak up on us. Registration has just opened as of Monday. I shared information with the kids about this. If they did not share with you, please ask them to, or you can email me directly and I can give you a link. We do have a couple months, but I will be starting to remind the kids very frequently to register and pay. More information about it, it's $100 for each exam, but $5 with free and reduced lunch. Again, I've shared some information with the kids about that, but there's an application process we need to go through every single year. So if you do have questions, you can reach out to me. I can give you the links. And finally, the exam itself is 50% multiple choice and 50% free response. The free response are not essays similar to what they would write in English. It's more like analyzing a lab, some short answer explanations of concepts, but we will be practicing those throughout the year. In terms of online behavior, I don't have a lot of requests because they are so wonderful already. But just so you know, I do ask that cameras are on so that I can monitor, you know, their understanding and try to limit their distractions. Please encourage them to speak up. Like I said, the thing I miss the most is hearing from kids and talking to kids. So please tell them, you know, you're allowed to talk in class. They can interrupt me mid-sentence. I don't mind. All right. And I know I'm running out of time, but just so you know, the ways that I can help them, I have office hours every day except for Wednesday from 2 to 3 if they want to drop in, as some of them have been doing. That would be great. Also, we have optional study sessions. I do this through the year, even when we're in person. Right before an exam, we have an optional study session in my classroom after school. We have 2 of them. I'm splitting them. So we have one tomorrow from 2:15 to 2:45 on a couple of topics on lipids and carbohydrates. And then if they're struggling, encourage them to come. On Friday from 2 to 2:30, we're going to talk about proteins and nucleic acids. So again, I just go over the exam and make sure that they're clear on all the concepts that I'll be asking them about. And finally, email anytime. I'm pretty quick at getting back to them, although I do go to bed early because, well, I don't know, I just do. So finally, how you can help, just encourage them in general, encourage them to read, encourage them to explain what they're learning. That's a great way for them to, you know, reinforce their knowledge. Please communicate if they are struggling and they don't feel comfortable talking to me. Please reach out. I usually can reassure them relatively well because I've been doing this, you know, 9 years, and I've seen a lot of kids, and most of them end up very successful, but sometimes it's a challenge at first because it's a tough class. It is absolutely optional, but if your child would feel better having a test prep book, then, you know, you can get one. I like Strive for a 5 or the Pearson one, and if you'd like more information on either of those, I can send a link if you'd like to reach out to me via email. And I've accidentally kept you for an extra minute, so I do apologize for that. But again, email me anytime. Have a wonderful rest of the night. I guess you probably have one more class to dash to, and reach out anytime. Thank you for coming.
Thanks, Katie.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.